Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be talking about the Johnson Center for the Arts here in Troy, and my guest today is the Executive Director, Vicki Prichett. Vicki, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me, Aaron.
And you are relatively new to the position.
I am.
You've been there for a few months now.
Yes.
First off, just tell us about how you, came about being a part of the Johnson Center.
It was a surprise. I had a couple of friends that were on the board of directors, and they called me one day and said, come and interview. And I said, now, this is a joke. Y'all know I'm a math major. I teach algebra. What has that got to do with the arts? And after a little conversation, I went in, and over a process of a month and a couple of meetings, I realized that our visions were the same. As a former educator in high school and here at Troy University, I realized that their main thrust and vision, and ours at the Johnson Center for the Arts, is education and enrichment. And the arts have become, Aaron, such an important part of school because, you know, 20 years ago when funding in public schools were cut back, the first thing they cut were the arts, music teachers, PE teachers, and I was right there with them going, yay, hire another math teacher. We need more math teachers. But after a period of about 10 years, when graduation rates worsened, we got less, and testing scores went down, we all took a step back and said, what's wrong? What's going on? And many people and everyone in education realize that if we don't give students something to come to school for, beyond reading and writing and doing their algebra and other mathematics, they've got to have a reason and a purpose for it. And the arts bring that, whether it's visual arts or performing arts with music or dance or band or even sports. Those things, the students that are involved in those type of activities increase graduation rate about 80%. I mean, it really goes up. It's very important.
And so the next question is, and how do you plan on integrating that? You say education's a priority of yours and the Johnson Center. How do you plan on putting that into process?
Troy College originally was a teacher's college. And so when our founding board began their mission of wanting to integrate art into education, they said, instead of doing something for the students, let's do the other way. Let's bring teachers in. We can reach many more students with our small funding by influencing teachers. So they began the Tony Scott Art Bridges program about 5 years ago, and it has just grown and grown, where we at the Johnson Center for the Arts have a workshop for teachers, and this year's workshop will be integrating art with math and science, and we bring there you go. That's the first thing I said. We got to do something with math and science, and we're going to develop lesson plans for those teachers to go back and in those small groups be able to use art to figure formulas, to solve math equations, to look at angles, so that students can see, math, science, it does have a relation with art, and then it'll be fun. It'll have a fun project.
And of course, it might encourage students to check out the artwork and see it.
Exactly, because so many schools have had to cut their art programs back. So they don't have an opportunity to do anything with the art. And so what we're trying to do, we'll have probably 35 teachers come in from the surrounding schools, and we'll be represented about 14 different schools, which will in turn really multiply to thousands of students that will be impacted by our Art Bridges program.
And of course, beyond the educational programs, there's obviously the chance to see the artwork at the Johnson Center.
Absolutely.
And if anyone is interested in doing that, before we go here, we're about to wrap up, where can they go to see that art?
We are open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 until 5.
Okay.
We close at 3 on Saturday, it's always free, and we have a new exhibition opening next week. Local artist Susan Berry, come and see us.
All right, and if they want to check it out, you're on the square, right off the square in downtown
We
Troy on
are
Walnut Street.
right off the square on Walnut Street, and check us out on media, tpcac.org. We're
All
on
right.
Facebook, the Johnson Center, Instagram, Twitter. You'll find us.
Yeah, find me out there. Well,
Find us. Come and see us.
And then folks can check you out anyway, either online or in person. So,
Absolutely.
all right.
Please
Well,
come.
thanks for joining me here today, and looking forward
Thank
to
you,
more visits
Aaron.
from you to hear about what's going on at the Johnson Center.
Love
Thanks
to.
for being here.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. That's all the time we have. Now, back to the news desk.